Afternoon and welcome to the show where we shine the spotlight on extraordinary women who are breaking barriers and inspiring change. Join us as we celebrate their resilience, courage, and triumphant journeys. Grab a drink and get ready to be inspired, uplifted, and empowered. This show is dedicated to showcasing the power of the human spirit, to be precise, a woman's spirit, and the limitless possibilities that come with unwavering determination and unwavering belief in oneself. Welcome to a journey of inspiration, motivation, and transformation. Welcome to the Today's Woman Show. My name is Audrey Selormey, and I'm here courtesy of Gino Tomato Mix, Gino Jollof Mix, Gino Onion and Pepper Mix, Gino Truly Cares, and Attieh Aesthetics. Woman to woman, today from me to you, woman to woman, I want you to reflect on the phrase, she owns the land too. This is a powerful statement that encapsulates the essence of women claiming their rightful place in various spheres of society. It goes beyond just having a seat at the table to owning shares in the company, having rights in the court, and a voice in the boardroom. This celebration of women's achievements and advancements signifies a shift towards gender equality and empowerment. Please don't go away. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Welcome back. For those of you who've just tuned in, you're watching the Today's Woman Show on TV3, brought to you by courtesy of Gino Tomato Mix, Gino Jollof Mix, and Gino Onion and Pepper Mix, Gino Truly Cares, and Attieh Aesthetics. My next guest is a true powerhouse in every sense of the word. She may be petite and beautiful, but her impact is long-reaching and nothing short of monumental. A dynamic personality, she defies expectations as a director and CEO of a thriving mining company. Her leadership, vision, and unwavering determination have propelled her to the top of a male-dominated industry where she continues to break barriers and inspire others with her grace and strength. Let's find out who she is. Viewers, let's welcome Miss Angela Attieh. Lovely to see you. Oh, it's always nice when I have a guest who I already know. So I'm going to ask you questions that you never thought I would ask you, so forgive me. Anyway, mining, Angela. I mean, everybody's looking at you and they're probably thinking maybe you're easily could be a CEO of a bank or a lawyer or something, but you're in mining, deep in the bottom of the earth. How did mining come about for you?
It came by accident, actually. It was not planned at all. I started working with KPMG after I graduated from uni. I was quite enjoying my time there when I was asked to join the family business because they were going through some difficulty at the time. So I took unpaid leave for 6 months, thinking, you know, it was just a matter of putting things in place so I could go back to my job at KPMG. Technically, I'm still on unpaid leave. I never formally resigned from my position, but, you know, one thing led to another, and before I knew it, I was stuck, you know, so...
That's how. So it was something you just walked in.
I walked in.
Not something a career path you'd planned. What was your planned career path?
I don't really know. So my mom wanted me to be a medical doctor. So for my O-level, I read physics, chemistry, biology, and then I decided, you know, I couldn't stand the sight of blood, so I changed to the arts. And for my A-level, I read government, economics, and French. What did I want to do? I think I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I thought, you know, with accounting, you know, it would be better. I tossed between that and law. There are too many bad stories about lawyers.
I hope no lawyers watching this.
No. No, that was just a joke. But yeah, I thought, you know, I liked the thought of, you know, having an accounting background to run my own business. You know, so my mom always, you know, she delved into different businesses, and, you know, I think
So you grew up around entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship, you know, throughout the family. You know, my grandfather was a renowned contractor, and, you know, working between Ghana, Nigeria, Niger, you know, in those days. So I think I have the genes for that, and my mom always thought I, you know, as a bit, I don't know if it's a bit of the Arab blood, you know. Trading was my thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so, but yeah, nothing prepared me for mining, really.
How was your journey, your early journey in the mining industry like? I mean, for somebody who you'd come out of school, you had just started working for one of the big 5 accounting firms, and then all of a sudden you find yourself having to support the family business, which was primarily in mining, and you had absolutely no experience. What was that like? What was that journey like?
It was like being thrown into the deep end and having to swim, you know. At the time, the skill that was required was not really mining related, so there were enough miners and, you know, engineers doing their job. The problem really was the fact that they had lost their major contract in Ghana, you know, so I had to use my negotiation skills
to try and
get a settlement and to try to get more work. So it was really about survival at that point. Yes, and so it was more on the legal and financial side that was required. Yeah.
Now, how long were you there for before you actually went on to do Nguvu, your own thing?
So that was in 2001, and Nguvu started in 2017.
Wow.
Yes.
So 16 years.
16 years. 16
now,
years.
Nguvu, it sounds Swahili, doesn't it?
It is.
It is Swahili.
It is.
And what does it mean?
Strength.
Wow. And why strength?
So it was, when I decided on the name, it was at a low point of my life, and I was looking for a word that sounded really good that meant strength. So I went, you know, on Google. Yes.
Something that was nice, that could resonate with what you're trying to do, wasn't it?
And sounded strong too. Yeah, because I needed to muster a lot of strength and courage at that time.
Yeah. Let's talk about, you've just been also awarded at the CEO Summit, first female CEO in mining. How does that feel? This is somebody, a young lady who never even thought that mining was a thing for her, and then eventually you are that, and also the vice president of the Ghana Chamber of Mines as well.
Second
vice president, my goodness. I mean, maybe mining was really yours in the beginning.
It feels like it to most people, and I don't know. I still feel like an imposter. You know, I have the imposter syndrome. You know, I just keep getting reminded that I'm in the wrong place. So it's still a journey. I don't think we're there yet. We're going to need to get more women there to make it feel comfortable.
I also think that entrepreneurship is a journey. I mean, you never really arrive at any destination. No. It's a daily trudge.
Struggle.
You need to get there every single day.
Yeah.
Now, being CEO, you know, obviously in recent times we've had a lot of issues about the sustainable way in mining, especially with all of the galamsey things going on. How have you, as the CEO of both Nguvu and Adamos, how do you balance your business growth? And what have you done to ensure that the impact on the community in which you work has not been detrimental, and also that you're doing something more sustainable?
So because we work in the large-scale mining industry, we're very much regulated. So I want to call what we do more responsible mining. It's quite tragic how things have evolved, and I guess the high price of gold has been both a blessing and a curse. I think, you know, when I first came into the industry, it was all about traceability of gold. You know, nobody would touch your gold unless they knew that it was responsibly sourced, that, you know, nobody was getting hurt in the process, you know. I mean, of course, we've known about galamsey or small-scale mining. It's been with us for hundreds of years, but it was done through panning, very safe, you know, crude methods.
In smaller quantities, I think.
Smaller quantities, you know, just for trinkets and the like. Then suddenly there's so much interest from, you know, certain parts of the world for gold, and most of these people just don't care where the gold comes from, you know. So it really is the reason that there's been this influx of, you know, a different kind of a miner. As large-scale miners, you know, we're inundated with, you know, problems, you know, from security of our people to degradation of the environment, you know, distraction of the water bodies, and these are impacting the communities firsthand. You know, most of the communities would rather not have it. You know, you've seen the number of deformities we're seeing in new births, in children, in babies.
And they're all as a direct result of...
Absolutely. You know, in a recent research, you know, a few young people were tested and were traces of mercury in their blood. So whether or not the issues with kidney problems that are on the rise has to do with that, because, you know, these are farming areas also. So
we're all consuming things that may have large quantities of mercury in them. But what do you think it's you think persons involved, or let's just say the bodies, the controlling bodies, are doing enough to ensure that the communities are aware that illegal mining is actually damaging their well-being? Do you think that that's being done?
A lot is being done in that regard. It requires, you know, very strong political will, which, you know, I believe that to some extent there is that political will, because we see, you know, these issues being addressed from time to time. But it has to be a collective effort. Like we all as Ghanaians, we all as Africans, because it's not only limited in Ghana. You know, we have those issues in our other operations in Mali and the like. And we have to deter people from mining unsafely to the extent that it actually affects our health and our environment, you know, because it's too high a price to pay.
It is.
And what are we going to do with the money when we're sick, when we die early, you know? So it has to be a collective effort. I don't think we need to assign the responsibility solely to government. As as a company, we do quite a lot in our communities and trying to empower people, and being a woman, my focus has been
the women and the children.
On the women. We can't employ all of them at the mines, so we have found ways of developing certain skill sets to help them, be self-sufficient, and we've had quite a few initiatives in that regard. We've actually increased the quota of the scholarships that we provide to host communities to include more women. And, I think that with that, once people are gainfully employed, they
stay away from doing other illegal activity.
Yes, because the excuse has been,
we don't have money.
We don't have money. We don't have work.
Yeah.
But I have to say, some of them would rather do that because there's a lot more money in mining gold than in farming or doing something else. It's about weighing the pros and cons of.
Well, I mean, what does your day as a CEO of a mine company involve?
Oh gosh, there's no routine to it, to be honest. Sometimes, I just we joke about it because every day presents a different issue, a different challenge, and I think that's what makes it exciting. But you just wake up and you don't know what the day is going to present you with.
So do you ever go down to the mines? Do you ever go out of Accra and go and...
I do, yeah.
You do? Quite a bit?
Quite a bit, as much as possible, yeah.
So now there was a recent court ruling, and this brings us to your ex-company, where your name came up. How did you stay focused during that trying time for you?
I have a very strong mother, and I've got a little triangle, so I go from my office to my mom and to
your house,
to my house, and she's been a strong pillar for me. I couldn't have done it without her, and it brings me to, it brings to mind, my days in school, whenever I was down, she was always there to say, you know what?
You can do it.
You can do it.
How many siblings do you?
2. I have 2.
You have 2?
2 siblings.
2 siblings.
Yes.
2 girls?
2 girls.
So you're all girls?
All girls.
Oh my goodness.
All girls. I wish I had a brother who could fight for me. But the girls are strong too.
Yes, you see?
Yes.
Maybe you're strong.
Yes.
You don't need a brother.
No, true.
Yes.
True.
So she was the pillar of salt.
She was, and she always assured me that the outcome would be, as long as I stayed the path, that the outcome
would be in your
favor
if it was supposed to be that.
Yes.
I mean, and I like that. I mean, that's what every mother should be telling their child, really. But what does it mean to you to reclaim that space? Not just for yourself, but as a symbol for women in leadership, that you were running one of the biggest companies and then you had all the issues, albeit familiar, you know what I mean, but what does it mean to you to now claim your own space?
Yeah, it meant a lot. It took a long time to happen. So, it was very stressful. It was very exhausting, time-consuming. But the fight was not just about me, because what I found was in losing control of my own company, so many Ghanaians suffered as a result, and it's been incredibly painful to watch them face the same adversities, the same ordeals, the same mistreatment as I did. And in hindsight, I should have put things better. I should have put things in place a lot better to better protect myself and them, because unfortunately, they were victims of
the fallout between you and
the fallout,
and the family.
And they didn't need to be. I always wanted the company to at least survive our relationship. There's no need for, and our kids as well. there was no reason why two people could not decide to be apart and yet, run a business and keep their children in a safe place. But so that really was
a traumatizing time for you.
Traumatizing, and still is. It's not over. So hopefully
the battle continues.
The battle ends soon.
Well, I mean, you know what? The thing is, you're doing your thing. And I think that you need to spend a lot more time and focus on your own thing, which is what I want to see.
Yes.
But how do you approach leadership in such a male-dominated industry? The thing is, every woman who sits here, it's a woman's show. The world is largely a man's world still, isn't it? It is. And then now you're in mining. I don't mean medicine. In medicine you can say, but in mining, I mean. And then now the first female CEO award goes to you. You must, really. How are you coping in such a male-dominated discipline?
With quiet strength, I feel as though, it's, you feel like an imposter sometimes, And, when I first...
An out-of-body experience, looking at yourself, is this me, Angela, working,
Because sometimes they wonder how you have the audacity, and it's in different, aspects of the business. So first you have to deal with your peers, and then you have to deal with your employees, and, everyone knows, I'm just not into titles and what have you.
Everybody calls you Angela.
Everybody calls me Angela. I relate to everyone, high or low, equally. And so, I try to work, as a colleague of theirs. Sometimes the female instinct thing, they find it quite overbearing, but often when I need to,
you bring it on.
Yes, when I need to assert myself, I do. And when I first came into the industry, back in 2001, I was in my 20s, and I didn't realize that they referred to me as the small girl. And in those days, it was not only male dominated, it was also expatriate dominated. So most of the positions were held by expatriates. And being a huge advocate of local content, the first thing I did was, replace certain positions with Ghanaians who were as capable. But this small girl thing, I think they didn't know what to make of me, and I just wanted to get on with the job. I had the job to do. And then one day, inadvertently, I get copied on an email, and down in the thread, I see, the reference to the small girl.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Even in official?
In official, oh yeah, like, the small girl is telling us what to do. But I think, after a while, they began to respect that, and I don't pretend to be a male. I can't do that physically, obviously. But I try to bring my femininity
on board. It's what you do.
It's what I do, and it's always about staying authentic. I've been told, you can't match me boot for boot. You should be modeling on the catwalk. And I've said, oh wow, okay, maybe in my 50s, I'm too old to do that. So forgive me, if I have to be here. But it's not a competition, and I just take it day by day in my stride. And just, I just have to get on with it.
I like what you said, by being your authentic self. Where, apart from, of course, you mentioned your mother as being a pillar of strength for you, where else do you draw your strength from?
From my religion, from God. I try to meditate a lot, and through whatever, and I have seen it manifested in so many ways, and I know that I don't do anything by my own strength. I can tell you, and that's how I stay humble, because I could not have done it on my own.
I can attest to the humility, actually, because, I mean, here you are in the studio. You don't have a bodyguard. You don't have a PA following you.
No.
You've just come quietly, demurely, as I say. Who could imagine who you are and what you do? But what advice would you give to women navigating high-stake business disputes? Disputes is because you seem to have survived or are surviving one.
Yeah, you know, I think my advice is only fight if you believe in the cause. I know that I've taken on certain fights that, you know, people would consider too big for me, but I can't stand bullies, you know, and I don't like cheats. And so when I fight, it's because I believe
In a cause.
in a cause. And I want people to understand that it's not okay to be a bully. It's not okay to be a cheat. I've never backed down from a bully. So that's what keeps me going, and that's my advice. You know, don't back down, and if you believe in the cause, just stand firm. Because the truth would always, you know, trump.
It does. Truth always triumphs over evil.
Yes, and good always triumphs over evil.
Yes, it does.
So you always have to stay.
It's just a question of
right
time.
It's just a question of time.
You have
Sometimes
to have the grit.
it's too long.
Sometimes it's too long. But what is long? You know, my priest said this to us once at church, and he says that sometimes you think things are taking too long. They're not. The time you think, which you deem as long, is just God preparing you for the result.
It's funny you should say that, because once in my despair, I asked a friend of mine, why is this so much? Like, you know, why me? Why would one person have to suffer so much? And he asked me, do you know how gold is formed? It goes through fire. It says God is preparing you for something. I'm like, what is it? You know, like, I want to know already. But that really, yes.
I mean, you've done very. I'm sure the viewers were wondering what the fight was, but the fight is a personal fight. I mean, I don't even want to let.
And I have to say, you know, I often joke about it, but I feel like it has to be told.
Yes.
And so, you know, maybe Netflix. It won't have any of the real names.
It won't have any of them. It won't have any names. So anybody who's worried or anybody wants to sue you for it, you don't want any trouble at all.
They can be rest
But just
assured.
generally, I mean, viewers, I mean, I will say a little bit for her in that, I mean, you can Google Angela. It's just her personal triumph. Nguvu is strength, born out of whatever struggle that you went through. We're talking today more of Nguvu and how far you have traveled with Nguvu. I'm here, look, I'm sitting here. I'm her bodyguard today, you know. I'm bigger, taller, fatter than she is to protect her from everybody. But let's talk more now about what you do in terms of giving back, your social responsibility, your corporate social responsibility acts. What does Nguvu do? Or one or two of the projects that you've undertaken? Yeah,
so again, focused on women. As I mentioned earlier, we embarked on a training program for women. We initially started with 100 women, but I think we ended up with 97 graduating.
Wow.
And these were from our host communities. And I work with the Queen Mothers, so I said to them, you know, each Queen Mother could come up with 10 young women from their communities. And we trained them on, you know, product formulation, so producing detergents, ointments,
creams,
creams.
All that.
Another group specialized in weave-on making, so they could make weaves.
So literally you're teaching them a trade that then they can become self-sufficient in themselves.
Exactly. It's about alternative livelihoods to
illegal mining.
To illegal mining.
Yes.
But
Galamsey,
also,
as we call it, yes.
For those who are not educated formally, they could actually have something to do. So that was very successful. We also have encouraged quite a few women in the mining industry. So for example, last year we purchased a fleet of 100-ton dump trucks, these huge monsters, and we picked 3 of our cleaning ladies and trained them to drive.
No.
So, yes.
Oh,
and I was
that's
so
amazing.
proud.
I mean, that's so lovely. You should have put some photos. They actually went from being they actually went from being cleaners to driving these monster trucks.
So
amazing.
Yes, just to put it into perspective, like from a cleaner salary to being an operator, and so really, we've got great operators. We've got, and even if we cannot employ them all of them within the mine, they can go out and work elsewhere. So
that's very interesting. What excites you most about mining in Africa for the future?
The evolution, I'm so proud to see the transition from an expatriate-dominated industry to what it is today. If you attend any of our chamber meetings, you would hardly see any foreigners sitting at the table. So even the big multinationals have Ghanaians, local representatives, African representatives. So that is something I'm extremely proud of. Not to say that we don't welcome others here. And recently I was having to debate this with an ambassador who said it was against the treaty that Ghana had signed with his country.
Not to have his nationals at the table.
To impose our local content. And then I politely asked, Your Excellency, could I get a job in your country? And immediately he got a call and said he had to take it.
And he ran away from answering.
Yeah, because, it's only fair that we give our people the chance. I mean, why would we develop the skill and yet, prevent them from reaching their highest potential?
That is, it's actually quite a noble thing, because we're so quick to give the seat at the table to somebody who we deem foreign.
Yes.
Than to actually promote our own.
Yes.
And it's about time that we actually started accepting and helping people to be a part or to have a seat at our tables. I think it's a very great thing.
And the next step is really in ownership. And so you see more and more African ownership. In the mining contracting space, you have to be 100% Ghanaian to play in that space, in drill and blast, exploration, and all of that. It's the same with ownership. That's changing quite a lot. Okay. So we have a listed company like Ashanti that's 49% Ghanaian owned, and it's a good path.
It's a good beginning.
It's a good beginning.
Getting us to the place where we would like to be.
Because that's the only way we can change, the
narrative,
the size of the pie that we
already what we have.
Yes.
We've given too much of ourselves. It's time to claw back what we've lost over the years.
Absolutely.
I think so. What legacy would you like to leave behind?
I think that if people could think that, if Angie could do it, I could do it.
That's a beautiful thing. I mean, this conversation could have gone on and on, because apart from everything else, you are a mother. Yes. I mean, and with 2 beautiful children.
Yes.
And like we were chatting before, one's a pro golfer now.
Yes.
A pro golfer and a little beautiful girl. And so how you've been able to do all of that. What is the one single thing that you do that gives you a sense of wholeness in terms of running your company, being with your children, looking after Angie herself? I mean, what is the one thing?
Something already a part of it, of you, or always suffers, you know, and I've been to a few conferences, you know, where they talk about work-life balance. You know, it's a struggle. It's something I haven't mastered yet, but I tell people the reason I have a 14 to 15 year gap is because, you know, that's all I could.
You could master then.
So watch out for the third one.
Oh my goodness!
Just joking.
Coming soon, right?
It's not possible.
It's not possible now. No.
So, yeah.
No, but you know, it's. I always come back to this thing where I say, women, you can't have it all. You know.
Yeah.
We think we can, but I believe we can't.
But
something will suffer at the expense
absolutely.
of the other.
But I have two very understanding kids. You know, they grew up seeing me do this. You know, my daughter, she was a gold card holder on British Airways when, you know, before she was 3. You know,
she was always up and about.
Yes, I was pushing her pram through meetings in London, in the US, and, you know, I remember once getting this email. It was a subtle reminder our offices are not child friendly, and I thought, oh gosh, seriously? Yeah. But I would have someone pushing the pram outside while I was in a meeting, when I come out and feed and do the diaper change, and I'm back in. So
that's amazing.
They have suffered.
They have. Do you think she looks at you and wants to be you?
I think so.
Okay, then you've done it right.
I think she does.
Then you've done it right.
She's a mini me.
Really, then you've done it right.
More hair than Daniel. I think Daniel wants to do his golf thing, but Michaela's definitely
your baby.
Yeah.
But it's been lovely having you sit with me. But you're not going yet.
I'm not.
We have a little game we're going to play now.
Okay.
So I'm going to move you up here, and we're going to ask some questions. Come along. Let's go. Welcome back to the Today's Women Show. I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors once more. Gino Tomato Mix, Gino Jollof Mix, Gino Onion and Pepper Mix, Gino Truly Cares, and Esso Aesthetics. Now, I'm still having my chat with Angela Attieh of Nguvu Mining, and we're now going to ask her 5 quick questions. Yes, 5 questions, and you're going to tell me from the top of your mind. The first one, a business icon who inspires you.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oh my God, that's who I want to be. Not quite.
No.
Now, your non-negotiable leadership value.
Integrity.
You don't negotiate on that. It's highly important, top of the list for you. Favorite way to unwind after a high-stakes meeting? Do you unwind? I figured you didn't.
I had to think.
Because you're thinking.
Yeah, I had to think. Listening to music. I love listening to music.
What genre?
On full blast.
What genre of music?
Several. Gospel and Afrobeats.
And Afrobeats. So if we play some Afrobeats here, you and I, could we dance?
Oh,
There's one challenge they are now doing on social media, the Amapiano challenge. It's actually quite
really?
interesting, yes. One thing about mining most people don't know.
So most people see the massive excavators and trucks doing their thing. What they don't realize is at the end of it all, there's just this little bar that comes out of it. It's millions of tons of debt that
and that's all you get.
Generates
a bar of gold.
A bar.
Oh my God.
A bar of gold.
So all the people, I mean, I'm just going to digress a little, but so people who are mining illegally, they're mining for very little amounts of mineral. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Wow. Because
so
with your huge machines, you're just getting little bars.
Yeah.
Then the person who's actually doing that damage to the earth is only getting probably a couple of ounces, if anything at all.
Yeah. So it's a huge distraction of land for
the gain that they're making. Okay. A word that defines your journey in life so far.
Surreal.
Surreal. Because you keep saying you have an out-of-body experience, so surreal could be it. Surreal. Okay. That is. Now, we have to take a commercial break. When we come back, Angie has her activity. Apparently, you like juicing. Is that what? Smoothies. You live on them, is that it?
Yeah.
You blend anything?
I blend anything. So I now have a travel smoothie maker. Yeah.
So everywhere you go, you just take it, blend some fruits, and you go. Is that how you stay healthy, beautiful, and still petite as you are?
I don't know, am I?
Yes, you are. You're being very modest.
Just try.
Viewers, stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Today's Women Show. Our sponsors are Gino Tomato Mix, Gino Jollof Mix, Gino Pepper and Onion Mix. Gino truly cares, and we're supported by SO Aesthetics for my beautiful makeup today. Thank you very much. Now, Angie's favorite thing is juicing, smoothies. So we got her to share one of her recipes with us here on the show. Keep watching. Angie, we have some pawpaw, some bananas, and some pineapple, and a jar of water. And we want you to do your magic for us.
Okay. So I usually just, whatever fruit
there is,
I juice it up. It's easier to have that than to eat the fruits on their own. And often I would freeze them.
Okay.
So
it's a cold drink.
It's a cold frozen
drink.
Yeah. So just put a few. I think that's enough.
So any fruits at all you find?
Any fruits at all.
And do you use water always, or you use what?
Juice. Yeah.
Okay. What juice would you use?
Any juice. Usually cranberry.
Okay.
100% cranberry, or if I've got already juiced oranges,
you'd put them in there.
Put them in as well. Oh, voila.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's all.
That's me on the go.
Help you. How's that?
It's messier.
Yeah, it's okay. So would you normally
Are
put?
They okay with it? Or?
So we're just going to do our little cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, cheers, and to better luck. So you've got all the nutrients without sugar, natural sugar.
Yes.
Fantastic. I just want to say a huge, huge thank you to you for sharing your story here. There are many Angelas, trust me, many Angelas who are watching today. At least I hope one person has been inspired by your story. I mean, for me personally, to you, I wish you all the best. That strength that you didn't think that you had, you do have. God never gives us anything a burden we cannot carry. And he knew you in particular could carry this particular burden. Your journey so far has been ordained by him. And so trust and believe, and he will take you. The sky's the limit. I know you will get there. Okay? So but I can't let you go without giving you a little parcel. And I hope you'll make use of it. So our sponsors are very generous. And I have a little hamper for you.
Wow.
Wow. It makes your... it's kind of like
it looks heavy.
It is heavy because you got a bit of mayonnaise, you got all the spices I've been talking about, you got some rice, some
jollof
it makes
rice
so
mix.
Jollof rice mix, exactly.
That's my favorite.
Is that your favorite jollof? So yes, thank you so much for coming, and this is courtesy of Gino and for us from here. And I wish you all the best. Oh, thank you for coming. Yes. I like that. All the best.
Thank you.
So viewers, I hope you've enjoyed Angela's story, and now it's the world of trendy.
Mastering communication. What to say when you don't know what to say. They say communication is everything, but what happens when the words just won't come? Whether it's small talk at a networking event, introducing yourself in 30 seconds, or giving feedback without sounding harsh, Mastering these moments is a skill every powerful woman should have in her toolkit. Small talk? Start simple. It's not about sounding smart, it's about connection. Ask questions that invite stories. What do you love most about what you do? The elevator pitch. This is your moment in the spotlight. Be clear, be bold, be memorable. I'm a strategist who helps brands grow with data-driven storytelling. Giving tough feedback? Anchor it in empathy. Say, this isn't easy to bring up, but I believe in your growth. That's strength with softness, and it builds trust. In today's world, confidence is not just how you dress. It's how you speak, how you listen, and how you navigate silence with grace. You don't always need the perfect words. You just need the courage to speak with clarity, kindness, and intention. Because the most powerful women, they don't just look the part, they communicate.
Welcome back from the commercial break. As always, our sponsors are Gino Tomato Mix, Gino Jollof Mix, Gino Pepper and Onion Mix, Gino Truly Cares, and Esso Aesthetics. Now it's time for Woman on the Move, another inspiring story from another young up-and-coming entrepreneur.
My name is Sampim Dakwa Safo. I am the founder for Talk to Me Foundation. Talk to Me Foundation is a non-profit organization that seeks to empower the girl child holistically. At Talk to Me Foundation, we create safe spaces for girls to talk to us about their issues. Things they can't tell their parents, they can't tell their friends. We create that safe space for them to talk to us. So based on what they tell us, we consult the services of the experts and we address their needs. At Talk to Me Foundation, we have programs like Mentor Her, where we mentor the girls in public speaking, poetry recital, and then we link up the girls with women who have really attained heights in life for them to impact and then nurture them as well. Talk to Me Foundation started with an experience that a girl child had. I had a girl, a 13-year-old girl, who was abused by the boyfriend. After that, she was beaten to the extent that she had a memory loss. After the recovery, she needed to talk to someone. So I created that safe spaces for her to confide in me, and she poured her heart out. We engaged the services of counselors to address whatever concerns that she brought on board. I was inspired by the fact that the girls needed to talk to someone, and that safe spaces needed to be created for them to feel comfortable, talk to us about their issues without us being judgmental, and then have a listening ear for them, and then we address all concerns that they bring on board. My day is always busy because I do a lot of things at the same time. I do write poems for our girls. So when we have occasions, you have to sit down, write poems for them. You have to sit and then give them that listening ears, because they will always come around to talk to us about their issue. And so we do referral services as well. One of the challenges I encountered was people from your inner circle not sharing into your vision and your mission. Because under normal circumstances, when you come up with a dream or a vision, those in your inner circle should be the first point of call, They should be your cheerlead and give you the needed support. So it becomes quite difficult when you face objections and then from the inner circle. That was one of the challenges I had to deal with throughout the journey. Saying of no, knowing very well that people are in the capacity to help you. When you knock at people's door to offer assistance, even not in finance term, and then at the end of the day, the response that you get is a no, is quite challenging. For now, with our foundation, I work with volunteers, and at times when you needed them most, you get, I can't make it, sorry, I can't do it, and the like. I am hoping that in the near future, in some years to come, I will get an office space well finished with my staff, a full set of staff where the work can go on effectively. The lives of the girls that I touch gets me motivated, because at the end of the day, my satisfaction is that I've been able to touch a life. I've been able to impact the life of a girl child. That is my motivation. And when I write my poems for them to recite, when I get demotivated, I listen to the recitation and I'm okay and I'm cool. My advice to my fellow women is that they should come up with their visions and their dreams. They wouldn't have it all perfect. They wouldn't have it all done. They wouldn't have it all planned. They wouldn't have it all rolled out. So whatever vision, whatever ideas that they have, they should bring it on board, because whatever vision, whatever dreams they are nursing, they are really valid.
I hope you found that story very inspiring, because at least I did, and you've drawn some lessons from it for your own entrepreneurial journey. All too soon, we've come to the end of today's episode. I want to thank my guest for sharing her incredible journey and inspiring story. Her grit and dynamism serve as a beacon of hope and empowerment for women everywhere, proving that with passion and perseverance, anything is possible. A big thank you too to our sponsors, Gino Tomato Mix, Gino Jollof Mix, and Gino Onion and Pepper Mix, Gino Truly Cares, and Esso Aesthetics. And lastly, but not the least, you, our dear viewers, without whom we don't have an audience. I hope Angela's story has struck chords of inspiration and pushed you to strive in harnessing the greatness that you've been blessed with. Till next week, remember, you are called, you are capable, you are today's woman.
Today's Woman is brought to you by
Gino Pomo Tomato Mix.